right, everybody, it's time to go live. I know everybody is just waiting. They can't wait for the fucking. Okay, so I went to the dentist this week, and I think it was a mistake. I mean, it's been 20 fucking years since I've been there. So, the advice everybody gives you is go to the dentist, get it. It can get worse. It can turn into a fucking abscess. It can turn into, it can get into your heart. It can get into your fucking brain. And so I've been walking around. I know people are desperate to hear about this. This is exciting for everybody to hear about my teeth drama ongoing. But I don't know. I have these mysterious health things with fibromyalgia and shit like that, neuropathy. And that's a big reason why over the last 10 plus years, I've fixed my diet, or I had a good diet for about 10 years from 2012 to 2023, sort of. And it's because I was having these kind of fibromyalgia, whatever, mysterious health problems. And that was sort of how I got it under control and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I haven't been to a fucking dentist really since high school. And the teeth that I got fillings in high school are gone. They've been gone for like a long time. I don't really remember when I lost them, but it's probably been at least 10 or 15 years since the teeth that I got fillings on in high school just like got destroyed. And it seems to me, I mean, and this is kind of the whole healthcare thing in this fucking country in general, is like they don't really treat like the issue. They have this fucking like system. They have like a protocol. Like, as far as I can tell, dentists like treat your tooth. To them, they want to keep your tooth like as intact as possible to prevent like the root from getting infected, basically. They're not really thinking about like anything else but that. And so it's just teeth are just the most poorly designed. I mean, it's unbelievable to me they have such sensitivity, and there's so many nerve endings in fucking teeth, because it's not necessary. They said that they're there to like, because you need to know like how much pressure you're exerting. I guess I understand that, but like, you know, if you have tooth pain, and it seems like our modern diet is designed to create tooth pain, and dentists feel like they're a part of that, frankly. Like, the dentist is there basically so you can have a modern diet, it seems like. So you can drink. I don't even know how people do it, to be honest. How do people drink pop? How do people drink coffee every fucking day with sugar and milk? I have no fucking clue, because I literally, the only thing I drink is water. And I have been pretty strict on my diet since 2013. It's only in the past couple of years that I've started to like eat and behave just like a normal person. I'm not even doing anything like extreme. I'm not like drinking a fucking case of pop. I don't drink fucking Pepsi. I don't even drink liquor or anything. I don't drink juice because there's fucking sugar in it. And it just like liquidates your fucking teeth. I don't, even when you go to the dentist, I don't see how people would maintain their enamel and shit, like eating fucking cereal, or just like everything in our diet is just like poison in every way. It seems like it's designed to give us health problems, especially in this fucking country. You know, if you eat the typical American kind of processed food diet, like, you're going to have heart disease, you're going to get fat, you're going to get fucking diabetes, you're going to get, your teeth are going to rot out. And unless you're very disciplined and very I mean, all we've been doing is going to restaurants and shit. It's not like I eat horribly. I don't eat fucking Doritos or fucking Hostess Little Debbie cakes or something. Like, I have one Danish a day usually. And I don't eat like fucking breakfast cereal with milk and sugar and all that shit. Like, but in any case, it doesn't matter because my teeth atrophy pretty rapidly, I would say. I don't know if that's just a me thing. Maybe I have some kind of like uniquely fucking shitty teeth or something, but in any case, I've had these other health problems over the past year or two that I attributed to the tooth infections. I have this pain in my chest and then my leg is fucked up. And I'm also just like my eyes are swollen and wrinkled and shit. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, if I treat the tooth infection, these other problems will go away. And what happened was I think I ended up creating more problems. So I go to the dentist and I trusted this dentist. I don't think it was their fault necessarily, but uh, I need a root canal and an extraction, and then I had 2 cavities, according to this dentist. Which is, to me, that sounds plausible. Like, I haven't even been to a fucking dentist in 20 years. If that's the extent of my problems, that's not too bad, really. And so she's like, you need to go to an endodontist, you need to go to an oral surgeon, but your cavities, like, come in next week. We'll get it done real fast. It's like, it's not a big deal. Just be quick. So I'm thinking, oh, that sounds good, right? Like, I can just go in. This will be like sort of my entry, like part of the reason I haven't gone. Well, first of all, I just don't have the fucking insurance, like a lot of people in this country. And then, also you just have anxiety about it, about like, is it going to be painful? Is it actually going to help? And so I've been reluctant to go, or, it's been sort of like pussyfooting around, going, I had an appointment last December with a fucking teeth cleaning thing. And then I had a fucking appointment with a student dentist. And then I finally got into like a real fucking dentist with my insurance. And I like this dentist. It's right down the street. She's a nice lady. It's all women. It's dental with a woman's touch. So I'm like, okay, this is probably good. This is probably like, healthy and whatever. So anyway, she's like, yeah, it'll just be quick. Come in next Tuesday. It'll just be a quick. And I'm like, sure, okay, great. This will be a good way to just sort of like reinitiate myself to getting fucking Novocaine and the whole process, blah, blah, blah. This will be like a good way to just sort of like get ready for a fucking root canal, which I don't think I've ever had a root canal. So anyway, I go in on Tuesday and I gotta say the actual fucking like Novocaine shot they gave me really didn't hurt at all. Like, they put this red shit like on a Q-tip and they use it to like numb because they shoot right into your jaw. And so you really don't even feel anything when they put the shot in. Like, to me, that's the part I remember from being a kid where they fucking put the needle in. And of course it hurts, but like, now I'm 40 years old. I've lived with chronic pain for almost 15 years. Like, once you've been through enough life, you just sort of, it's just a part of life. It's just like these kind of like physical fucking challenges of just like, you got to go through some kind of excruciating pain every once in a while, whether it's your fucking teeth or you break a bone or having a baby or whatever the fuck it is, getting an operation. So, in that sense, at 40 years old, I'm pretty lucky. There's a lot of people that have had a lot of worse shit by this age. They got to get something fucking removed or they got cancer or some shit. So, It's not really, I'm trying not to look at it like this is just routine. And the dentist didn't seem like fucking worried about it or anything either. She was just like, she didn't look at my x-ray and go, "Oh my God, what have you been doing?" Like most dentists like give you sort of a guilt trip. That's the thing I remember from being a kid or whatever that I didn't like, is the dentist already always makes you feel bad. That's almost worse than getting fucking stabbed with a needle. Is it's like the dentist like makes you feel guilty about, just your diet or whatever. And I brush my fucking teeth like religiously. If you watched my fucking live stream, you probably know this. Like I use my goddamn AIM fluoride toothpaste, and like, I am definitely of the mind that it's like it's better to be preventative than like have to go in and fix this shit later. That's why it's been fucked up that I've let shit go these last couple years, but in a certain way, it's sort of beyond my control. I mean, like, I don't have anywhere to fucking live with any stability. And so, like, feeding yourself becomes way harder. Everything got more expensive. All the food is way less healthy. I can't eat fucking Chipotle burrito bowls every day for the rest of my fucking life, and it's just like it's just not as easy as it was 10 years ago to get fast, healthy food. Like Whole Foods has gone to shit. Their fucking whole salad bar thing is a joke now. I used to eat there practically every fucking day. And especially since the pandemic, right? I mean, everything is twice as much as it was. And I mean, there's places like Sweet Green and shit like that, but it's $15 or $16 if you want a fucking salad. So, you can't really have it both ways. You can't be poor and eat like a poor person and like maintain your health or your teeth or anything. And like I said, I'm not even like that extreme. I'm not like eating a bunch of fucking candy and shit. I don't just eat like chocolate all day. Like I brush my teeth at least twice a fucking day. And I'm sort of disciplined about sweets and sugar and shit like that. And it doesn't matter, right? It's like you still just like it's a losing game. It's a war of attrition with your fucking teeth. Like they're going to wither away whether you fucking no matter what you do. Everybody now just gets fucking veneers and shit. It's like I would never, who's voluntarily getting like dental enhancement? It's fucking insane. And that was something that the dentist said. She's like, your teeth are really clean, which I was like shocked. Like my fucking teeth are clean. Like I've got infections in my mouth and like, I'm missing 2 of them and like, but they're clean somehow. And so it's like, in a certain way, it just feels like you can't win. Like, so anyway, the shot really was not a big deal at all. I didn't feel any pain at all when I was at the dentist. And basically what they did is they put a cavity in one of my left rear molars, not the one that needs a fucking root canal, but the one in front of it. And then I've had this sort of like bump on the roof of my mouth, which I thought, my left eye has been kind of swollen and like kind of yellow and shit. So I thought I've got to have some kind of like infection, like in my sinus or something that's like going from the tooth, like up into my eye. And so in my head, I'm thinking, oh, the dentist is going to fix this. Like I'm not going to go into the dentist and feel worse. Like last time I went to the dentist, I had an excruciating pain in my right jaw. And all the guy did was like shave it down. And I felt like $1 million. I felt like, oh my God, this guy like, saved my fucking life. And so I just thought that's probably what will happen this time. I'll go in. I don't even know what the fuck they're going to do. They're going to like drill out the infection and then I'll feel better. And so anyway, there really wasn't a noticeable cavity in either one of these fucking teeth. But you see the x-ray and they're like, okay, there's an occlusion on the fucking whatever. And so, everybody gives the same advice where they're just like, you need to go to the dentist, get it taken care of it before it gets worse. It'll get into your fucking bloodstream. You'll get sepsis. You'll fucking die. So you got to go to the dentist. You got to go now before it's too late. Just whatever the fuck they want to do, just let them do it. And so I'm just thinking, okay, this will be easy. This will be no big deal. Like, it'll be quick. They'll just put a little, fucking caulk on there, whatever they do. They'll caulk it up. And then I can do my root canal and my extraction later. And so anyway, the way, like I said, there was really no discernible cavity in the fucking tooth. But their technique for dealing with it is they drill a huge fucking hole that like isn't there, so they can have more, so they get rid of all the infection, and then they put basically like there's a fucking pothole in your mouth that they seal up with metal filling or whatever the hell it is. And so they're really creating a bigger fucking problem than is already there. Like the hole in my tooth was like not huge. It wasn't even like noticeable. Now there's like a massive fucking hole in my tooth that's like full of like a metal filling that like these fillings, in my experience, shit gets in between the filling and like the tooth and like the like the bowl of the fucking like arena stadium of your fucking like cavity or whatever. There's like a slight breach between like the silver filling and like the fucking tooth, and just shit gets in there over time, liquids, sugar, whatever the fuck, and sort of pries it apart, and eventually half your fucking tooth falls away, and then the filling falls out, and it's a long, slow, excruciating years of just like slow attrition, unless you go to the dentist, right? Unless you go to the dentist and they sort of like patch you up, or you have to maintain the fucking thing. Once they give it to you, it's like, okay, you can't just like take care of it yourself. It's like it's going to get fucked up. There's sort of a planned obsolescence or something. They can't just give you a solution that's going to work forever. They have to keep you coming back. And so, I'm pretty sure that's what happened with my teeth that are gone. I went to this dentist in high school who was like this old guy. And as he was doing a filling on the one, he like cracked the one behind it. And so it's like, it's hard for them to go in and even do anything without destroying other shit. And so it kind of just feels like, well, why even fucking do this? Like I wasn't in any pain really. Like my teeth did not hurt at all. It's just like the x-rays show I have this infection, and then I've got this fucking leg pain, and then I've got like this chest pain. So I'm like, this is probably because like the nerve is fucking compressed, my vagus nerve or something. And it appeared at the same time that the fucking tooth shit happened. So I'm like, they got to be related. So I'm really trying to fix that. I don't really give a fuck about like my teeth. They didn't hurt at all. I'm just trying to do like what I'm supposed to do. I'm trying to be an adult and like do the right thing. And look it up. Everybody on the internet is just like, just go to the dentist. Just get it fixed now. It'll become a root canal later. You got to fix it now. It's like, this cavity may have been in my fucking tooth for 10 fucking years. Just chilling. And now it's like, now it's like this tooth is probably on the road to like, just like destruction. Sooner or later, now that there's a giant fucking hole in it that a dentist drilled. The bottom cavity doesn't seem bad. It seems like they did a good job, but like, it seems like it's it's like construction or something. They've got the attitude that like contractors have. Just go in and gut renovate the whole fucking thing. Just rip everything out, flatten it, neutralize it, and like we'll start from there. Just go in and just like drill a fucking giant hole in the tooth so all of the infection is gone, and then put some fucking plaster and some spackle in there. So anyway, then they do my top one. And like my whole shit was numb. Like they shot me with a lot of fucking Novocaine. Like my whole shit was rubbery and it was like that for like hours. It was like I went in there at 2:30. I was numb till probably like 7, 8 o'clock at night. Which, like, I get it. They don't want you to feel anything. Like, that's considerate, but it's also like, God damn. They're just like loading me with all this fucking drugs and shit. And like I have sensitivity to medication. I don't know what the hell it is, but like it's an allergy thing. About a decade ago, I went in for something and they gave me a protein phase inhibitor and it just like wiped me the fuck out. And so like but it's like that my experience with doctors 10 years ago led me to this place where I managed all my health issues through diet. Because doctors, honestly, it's fucking medieval what they do. It's like going to a fucking medieval barber. Like, just drill them the fuck out and put some fucking metal in there. Stick a fucking like needle in their fucking jaw. And then just cut whatever the fuck you want. Just go in there with a fucking machete, pull shit out, drill. And I'm trying to look at it like I'm just like a animal or like I'm just like if I was just livestock. Like look how they like like catch a cow and like ram that thing in its mouth and like put some kind of fucking it's like to some degree like going to the dentist feels like that. Like we are just animals and like they got to shoot us up with a bunch of shit and just like yank and pull and do whatever they got to do. So anyway, they drill out this fucking top tooth. I don't even know what tooth they're doing. It's like they just kind of tell you, here's the deal, here's what you need. And every dentist is different. Neither one of the other dentists that I went to in the past year even told me I had a cavity. They both said I need a root canal and an extraction. None of the other dentists said I had a cavity. And you hear this a lot, right? People be like, I went to one dentist, they told me I had 9 cavities. I went to another dentist, they didn't say anything. It's like, I don't know how I would have like figured this out before going in and doing this because like I said, I haven't been to the dentist in 20 fucking years. So like, I don't really know. This is normal. This is what normal people do. This is what like healthy people do. They go to the fucking dentist every 6 months. Whatever the fucking dentist says, they do it. They get fillings. They get root canals. They get implants. They get fucking Invisalign. Like, I just want to be a normal person. But, and it's been so long since I've had like weird, inexplainable health problems that like I sort of went into it just thinking I can do it like a normal person. And it's not going to be a big deal at all. So anyway, when the feeling kind of came back to my mouth, I sort of like, I'm an oral fixated person. And so like, this is one reason why I have tooth problems because like literally if there's any kind of like new imperfection in my mouth, I will obsess over it with my tongue. I will constantly like tongue. If there's a new cavity or there's some kind of new hole or something in there, I get worried because in my experience, it's like I said, it's a long, slow, painful game of loss with teeth. Like they don't come back, right? They only get worse. They only fucking hurt like hell. And like you just lose them. And so anything that happens to my teeth at all that's like an imperfection, I just brood over, and I'm like, this is it. Now I'm not gonna have I'm not gonna have any goddamn teeth left, and my jaw is gonna sit weird, and who knows what they'll fucking have to do. Uh, and it's so mysterious because some teeth I've never had a problem with my upper teeth ever until this. And then others just like your molars just like fucking, you know, decay really fast and fall apart like fucking just like dirt or something. And so it feels like one of those things you can't win. And like I said, I didn't really have any pain or anything. I was living my life normally. I felt, my leg fucking hurts, my chest fucking hurts. But like other than that, like I felt fine. Like I really wasn't like sick or anything. That's just sort of like, chalk it up to just like normal aches and pains or whatever. But so now I'm like, I get home, the thing is wearing off. I start tonguing my fucking shit. And it's like the one on the bottom feels fine, but the one on the top, it's like, it doesn't even feel like there's a filling in there. It literally feels like they just drilled a fucking hole in my teeth and like left it. Like it doesn't feel like, it feels like they created a fucking cavity that was not there. And then it feels like they nicked the tooth in front of it. I can definitely feel like a nick on the tooth in front of it. And so I'm like, is that the beginning of the end of that fucking tooth? Is the nick going to get a bunch of germs in it and fucking that's going to grow? And now I'm going to lose 2 fucking teeth that I thought were fine, in addition to the other fucking 2 teeth that like I'll probably have to get it removed. And so I went to this person to like help me, and they created fucking problems that just weren't even there. And so the whole week I've been like super nauseous, and like I've sort of had a fever a little bit. I've been really tired. Like this whole week I've just been really fucking tired. I went on Tuesday, thinking like, oh, I've got the whole kind of vacation to kind of chill. Now I've got like this headache kind of like behind my eye right here. It kind of hurts right here. And I'm trying, and like I said, I'm like really fucking tired. And like really fucking like when I wake up, I'm like nauseous. And then when I like eat and stuff, I sort of start to feel fine, but I get dizzy. The thing about these upper teeth is like they're near your fucking sinus cavities and shit. So it seems to me like it should be the kind of thing that is handled like extremely carefully. And like I said, maybe I'm just way more sensitive than the average person. But it's just like I didn't have any kind of like pain or even like feeling on this side of my face. And now it's like, I got a fucking headache. It hurts up here. I'm hoping that it's just like from the needle or something. I mean, I got blood drawn a couple months ago and my arm was bruised for like, a couple weeks or something. And so I don't know what the hell it is. Do I have fucking hemophilia or something? Like, it just seems like my body is super sensitive, super like, I'm not like fucking Vader or somebody. I'm not like Stan Hansen. I'm not like Mick Foley. I'm not like one of these big fucking dudes that I've been watching all this wrestling. That's what I've been doing all Thanksgiving, is watching wrestling. It's the best time of the year for wrestling. Survivor Series was last night. I watched some of the highlights of that. It looked like a fucking joke. But I feel like wrestling sort of habituates us to like chronic pain. Wrestling is sort of like a crucifixion. It's like a suffering, and it's just like it's a way that we sort of acknowledge, and it's sort of like a metaphor for like the trials and tribulations of just like being alive. Like you're lucky if you don't have any health problems, but like if you live in a body, like you're probably going to have a handful of fucking debilitating health issues through your life. You're probably going to have some kind of like emergency pain thing from time to time, whether it's like an injury or you cut yourself or whatever the hell it is. uh that's why there's been all this discourse about the body, and like people sort of disowning their own bodies, because having a body is like it's not all fucking orgasms and and good vibes. There's shit that you're just like, I don't even know why this is happening to me. Doctors can't help me, the AI can't fucking help me, Reddit can't help me. The doctors are just telling me they don't know what the fuck is wrong. Or like this doctor was trying to help me. She's just doing according to procedure. And, that's what it seems to me. Like every time you go to the doctor, they just put you in this like plinko of like yes, no questions. And like, is it typical of your profile to have these kind of issues, these kind of symptoms? Okay, you're a 40-year-old man. Well, there's no way you'll have a gallbladder issue, because the only people that do that are old people and blah, blah, blah. And so they just put you through this like procedure, like protocol. It's like, okay, you have a cavity. We need to treat the cavity. By doing that, what do? We numb you, we fucking drill you out, and we fill you. It's sadistic. It's masochistic. It's kinky. And they seemed like they were doing a good job. I mean, are there any dentists that don't fuck up your other teeth when they're fixing something? Like it's happened to me like twice. So I imagine it's hard to go in there and do shit without like busting some shit up. I thought my life was going to get better. I thought I was on the road to recovery. I didn't know I was going to make shit worse. And how could they have known? Like, I'm sure this isn't typical. Like, you fucking fill somebody's cavity on the top of their mouth, and like I said, it's only been 5 days, so I'm hoping that like after a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, I just sort of am like, I feel better. Maybe this is just like what happens when you get an invasive surgery, or you get drilled into, you get cut up, you get fucking like, that is like traumatic. It does take time for your body to process all that shit. It said if you haven't been to the dentist in a long time, it can like release bacteria into your bloodstream or some shit. And so I'm hoping that like, I mean, I'm like really tired, and I've been like really fucking tired. That's why it took me so long to live stream. I was going to try to get on earlier today at like 3:00. I just like passed the fuck out. I'm like fucking exhausted, and I'm dizzy, and I mean, it's been 5 fucking days. The lady asked me in the chair. She asked me, because there's 2 types of fillings. There's like metal, it's silver or something. I don't really know what the fuck is in it. Nickel and shit. Mercury. And then there's composite, which is like a white. I've had both. I've had metal fillings and I've had composite. Composite is what was in this fucking tooth. I asked the lady when I was there, what's the difference? I mean, I wish they would have asked me fucking ahead of time. I wish it wasn't just something that like I'm in the fucking chair. It's like I could have Googled this. I could have thought about it. I could have researched it. I do have, like I said, these kind of weird allergies or autoimmune or something that, like, I'm sensitive. And when I was initially trying to figure out my health issues, one of the things I saw on Google was like these like people reacting badly to having metal fillings. Like if you have these like metal fillings, it can cause autoimmune symptoms and you can be allergic to them. And so it can cause fatigue, it can cause uh things similar to Lyme disease, like a lot of the stuff. That's why it's hard to diagnose because a lot of it is sort of similar. Lupus, Lyme disease, multiple sclerosis, there's similar brain fog, fatigue, neuropathy. Those are symptoms of like autoimmune body attacking itself type shit. And so I'm thinking, is this because I had metal fillings, or why the fuck do I have, all these things? Like I said, I eventually controlled it through diet and through cutting out a lot of fucking things, caffeine, alcohol, gluten, dairy. I've since, put most of that stuff back in my diet. Because it's just, I don't know. I just wanted to live like a normal fucking person for a little while and not worry about it. And this is what I guess if you're an animal, if you're just human livestock, they can just shoot you up and drill you out and you don't even feel anything. Me, it's like, Jesus Christ, I'm so hyper self-conscious. I'm like just sensitive to every little, oh my God, did you move the chair? Oh, my tooth is like slightly different mass than it was before. I don't know. The nerve might be inflamed. That's what I don't get. It's like, why go into a fucking tooth? It doesn't hurt. There's no problem here. Why fuck the thing up? Why create this hell that I'm living in now where it's like now I have a fucking headache, like all fucking day. I was feeling pretty normal before. I have a fever, sort of. I'm like super fucking tired. But it's the miracles of modern medicine, I guess. And so she asked me in the chair, do you want filling silver or do you want composite? And I said, what's the difference? She said, the silver filling can last 50 years. And the composite lasts like 10 to 15 years. So me being the cheap ass, I should have Googled it or something. Because to be honest, the composite filling I had in this tooth was pretty good. It did last, and like, I don't know, there's something about those materials. Like, it does feel a little weird to have like some giant chunk of metal that's just like in your fucking like, because like the fucking tooth is drilled out, so it's like, it isn't that shit gonna go into your fucking bloodstream, and the liquid is gonna go through the fucking filling into your fucking gums and shit. So it's bringing like all this metal into your body. Like, that's probably not great. So of course I was like, let's just go with the fucking silver. Like, it lasts 50 years. I don't want to have to fucking come back and do this again. But of course it's not going to last 50 years. I've had fucking silver fillings. They're gone. I should have thought about that because like literally the teeth that I have that had fillings are gone. And I have the rest of my teeth. For better or for worse. And I don't know. I just kind of walked into this thinking, but see, the thing is, I'm like a naturopath. I'm like a hippie when it comes to medical shit. I've been through all this. When I was in my late 20s, I went to all these fucking doctors and gastroenterologists and neurologists, and I got an MRI and I got all these fucking tests. And like none of these doctors, they all tell you the same shit. They say it's psychological. You're just like, it's because you are thinking too much. You're in your own head. When I was a little kid, the impression is like you're sick, you go to the doctor, they give you medicine, you feel better. It's scary to think that like that is not how it works, actually. A lot of times they cannot fucking help you. And most of the time they don't, unless it's something that's just like very like run of the mill, like they don't know what the fuck is going on a lot of the time. And they're no better than mechanics. Think about like the wild disparity between like what mechanics tell you and like, oh, your transmission's out. That's going to be $2,000. Or, oh, I had a car. It got towed to this mechanic. They told me my transmission was out. It need to be completely replaced. It was going to be $2,000. I took it to another place. They told me my jumper cables were on it was a V6, so like half the fucking battery cables were like on the wrong fucking, like they were put on backwards or something. So literally it was just like half the engine wasn't firing. The guy fixed it for $20. Like you need a good mechanic. And you need a good dentist. And it's like, it's hard to find a fucking person that you can even trust, Me, I'm like flying blind into this. This was the only dentist that would even take my insurance, which is probably a red flag right there. It's a Medicaid dentist. And I mean, they did seem interested in doing it like really fast. Not that they necessarily had a shitload of patients like coming in and out, but like I got, my appointment was at 2:00. I was out of there by 3:30, 3 or 3:30. And they didn't even start till 2:45 or 3 or something. So I don't know. I'm hoping this is just like typical reaction and healing. It's just a healing. We're letting the healing begin here. And that I will feel better in the next week or so. I'm hoping this is not like the beginning of some kind of long, slow hell of inflamed nerves. And I mean, tooth pain can really just like bring a man to his knees, make a grown man cry, And I mean, I've been really lucky since I started doing the open mic. I really have not had any kind of like real serious sickness or anything at all. I'm able to be there every Monday, but like, I really do feel like shit. I feel wiped. I mean, it's not horrible. I don't feel like, if it's about like a 3 or 4 on the pain scale. It's not like, but it's definitely way worse than before. And so I don't know. I mean, I guess that's just part of doing things by the book. But like I said, I'm more of a naturopath or like because I went to all these doctors, they couldn't not one of them suggested that I change my diet. One doctor told me to go outside more. Like I spend too much time inside. And that was maybe the problem. Stress. A lot of them told me it was stress. And like, there's probably some truth to that, but I mean, a lot of it is the fucking food we eat. You are what you eat. I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but like, I haven't really wanted to just like put it that way. I've been so focused on like, it's my teeth that are fucking me up that was almost like, but it's like, I've been eating like shit for like the last few years because it's just, I live in a food desert and, when you're in the nightlife business, you get out at whatever 1 or 2 a.m. It's like, where are you going to eat? There's not that many healthy choices. You're eating super late already. The bodega is about the only fucking option. And I mean, I've been so fucking disciplined for so long when it came to that I just felt like, why can't I just enjoy myself for a little while? Why can't I just eat a fucking Danish and a fucking corned beef sandwich and eat the Cisco Systems, heated up food at fucking all of the restaurants and shit? I've been so like ascetic for like, maybe I'll put something else on in the background. Oh, I've been doing karaoke. That's my new thing. So I'm going to stay tuned. We're going to do some karaoke, everybody. I was in Central Park the night before Thanksgiving, looking at the balloons for Macy's parade because they have them all out. It was actually really amazing. I wish I would have known they did that because, I just walked through the park my typical way, and then you cut over on like 86th Street, and you get to see all of the fucking Buzz Lightyear and Spider-Man. I saw a fucking Spider-Man balloon. SpongeBob. There was a Minion. There's a bunch of amazing fucking balloons. And so I was in Central Park the night before. It was like 60 degrees that day. It was like unseasonably nice. And I had this fucking karaoke machine because I don't know why. Karaoke seems like the answer right now because it's singing and it's reading. It's a way of studying the poetry of the lyrics carefully. A lot of times you hear something on the radio, it's like you don't really absorb what they're saying. It's amazing how much of these songs you don't know when you try to do them. You're like, I don't remember how this part goes. But you have to, karaoke, you have to kind of chop your way through it anyway. And it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of, it's easy to just like kind of let it fly in karaoke. I don't know. It's like being in a cover band to me. It's like everybody loves these songs. We've just succumbed to pop music and like the greatest hits of all time. They're kind of omnipresent in our lives. And so why not just sort of embrace that? I'm looking for some kind of like sound atmosphere that I can sort of create a background or a context for my sort of like verbal non sequitur collage performance. I'd love to play with System Lord, but I'm just sort of a homebody now. And so this karaoke thing is kind of like a way for me to create everybody at the open mic uses backing tracks and shit. And I've been doing karaoke more at the end of the show. And it's like it's sort of like a popular thing to do, at least for a little while. I don't know if a whole night would work of people signing up and shit, but like, at the end of the open mic, it's kind of fun to come back in with a song everybody knows, everybody can sing along to, party anthem, if you will. And my friend let me borrow this karaoke machine, which is actually a really nice little sound, and it's really like user friendly. It's like you just charge it like a phone in a USB-C port. The microphone's Bluetooth. You can Bluetooth your phone to it, So it's literally like I can just do, during the pandemic, we saw the revolution of Bluetooth outdoor performance. Everybody suddenly had a fucking Bluetooth speaker and was doing, some kind of like basically a karaoke performance on the subway or on the street or whatever. And I've been sort of inching my way to being a street performer for a long time. I don't know. I really want to be like a street performer. I like bringing, you know, culture to that context. And the venues, it's such a limited window of time and you have to sort of jump through all these hoops to get a show, and there's financial considerations where like you got to make a certain amount of money and blah blah blah. Whereas like if you're just on the street, you can kind of just do whatever the fuck you want, and you can take all the time you want. You could do it. I can go outside in Central Park with my fucking karaoke machine and sing for hours. I could sing dozens and dozens of songs that I like. And it's almost like being a DJ. You're curating like a playlist and sort of like an aesthetic through that. But I also just feel like I need to practice singing. I've been kind of like, I don't know, a couple of times I've sung recently, I felt like my voice isn't as strong. When I was in Holy Smokes and kind of through, the last couple years, my voice was pretty strong actually because I was singing a lot. And I feel like my voice has kind of gotten weaker. And so I want to get back into it. And if I could turn it into sort of a way to make money, or I mean, especially we're living in this era of like influencers sort of making content everywhere. And so bringing performance to like reality feels like it's very natural, but it's also like that's something that you can it feels more acceptable now. I mean, if you go to Central Park, you will see people with like these selfie poles. It's like a tripod, but it's like a monopod that like is a selfie stick basically. And like they just put it in the ground and you'll see, a few people doing this in Central Park it's an accepted thing now. And I don't know. I mean, I do live uptown, which like most people don't. Most of the artists and culture people live in Brooklyn or Ridgewood or something, or Queens. But I do feel like with Central Park, there's an opportunity. It should be like this incredible multitude of venues. You should be able to go to the park and see like Washington Square, but like nice. You should be able to go to see a jazz band and a busker and, a magician or a mime, a guy playing a guitar, fucking, there should be interesting things. Central Park, as a entertainer in New York, I think the tourist audience, people come to New York looking for these kind of experiences. They're looking for the local acts. They're looking for to be entertained. And so it's not a bad idea a lot of them go to Central Park, to do a show for them. They might film you, they might fucking tag you. They might follow you, it's like, why not? We're all trying to get stage time, and like, it's become a scam in a lot of ways. These venues, like the comedy thing, you have to pay $5 for every fucking open mic you ever do, or it's like, it's a minimum or whatever the hell. There's always like a huge commercial and you're just paying for stage time. And it's like, you can perform in Central Park all fucking day and more people will probably see you. You got people walking by that are just like, it's a constant influx of like new audience. You don't have to fucking pay anybody. It's a little more spacious. Washington Square, it's so like compact, and there's so many different things in that little kind of like vortex of the fountain and shit. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of a dirtbag place. Central Park is like this gorgeous, for a free outdoor space. A, it's like a kingdom to somebody like me. It's like being in a museum of trees. I mean, especially this time of year, the colors. And so I've been kind of, trying to get my kind of inch my way in to performing there because I've never done street performing. But, now that I've got a couple years of being on the open mic stage and being in front of people every week, I'm a little bit less shy or something. And so I was just, even though the weather's all shitty and cold, Wednesday was like sort of nice. So I was like, let me just take this karaoke machine out. I finally got this new phone. So it's like my phone battery lasts a long time. I can, if I want to sing all fucking day, I can go and just go sing wherever I want in Central Park, and I can be chill about it and quiet, or I can be, we'll see where I go from there. I can just start being kind of quiet and doing my own thing, and no one's gonna be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, shut the fuck up. Like New York, there's a guy by Conservatory Water that's like literally like, he's singing at the fucking Met or something. It's so loud. Like I'm not really trying to like disturb people's day. I wanted to go to a place where there's like other performers doing this, so I'm not just like disturbing like some quiet meadow or something. But I'm also like, maybe who knows where this can go. Maybe I can turn this into like, just a streaming. Maybe I can do my stream, and just do like live stand-up karaoke, entertaining. It would be hard to figure out how to do that on a stage here. Whereas like I can just go and start doing it like a crazy person on the mall or whatever in Central Park. So anyway, I'm walking down there the other day with my fucking karaoke machine in my backpack, and it's kind of heavy. And I'm like such a, I don't know, efficiency maniac person that like in my head, I'm like, oh, do I really want to carry this fucking thing all fucking day? Just I'm like, yeah, let me just let me do this. That's enough to stop me usually. It's like, oh, this thing's kind of heavy. I don't really want to be dragging it around. I'll get tired. This was the day after I went to the dentist, by the way. So, I'm not that tired, I guess. So anyway, I walk down, I look at the fucking balloons. Once you get out there, you feel fine, and all of a sudden you have all this energy. And I work, and it's like dark. It gets dark so fucking early. It gets dark at 4:30. So it's like, it's the darkest days of the year, but all of the fucking people are overlooking at the balloons. There's like, the sidewalks are like thronged with families and shit, with like kids like looking at these goddamn balloons. And there's not really anybody in Central Park. It's uncharacteristically like dead. The Bethesda fountain, the mall there, it's like actually like really dead. There's like nobody there. Because it was like gonna rain. It was weird because it didn't rain all day, but then it was going to rain for like an hour. So it's like, I think a lot of people were just looking at the balloons, or, it was cold and dark. So they're like, let's get the fuck out of here. And so I'm like, okay, this will be whatever. There's nobody here, but it's like, I can sort of just try it, and it'll be like a way of dipping my toe in. And I'm a little more comfortable with that. And so I got the fucking thing out, and I started singing. I try to sing like, New York Central Park songs, Velvet Underground. I sing a bunch of Velvet Underground songs. And it wasn't too loud or anything, like there was nothing else going on, so you could definitely like hear it, but there weren't that many people around. There was some guys sitting way across and some kids over there, but it's like that was about it. And so then I'm like, there's nobody around, like, and it's about to rain. Like I look at my phone, it's like it's about to fucking rain, but I'm like, it's only going to rain for like an hour or something. So I'm like, you know what? How epic? What would the most epic thing be? Like, what I really want to do is perform on the band shell. It's amazing that Central Park just has this like epic stage. I'm going to keep using the word epic, by the way. I heard Paul Triple H Levesque, use the word epic in the post Survivor Series Sports Center style NFL game day wrap up. So we're bringing that old chestnut back. Epic. And so I'm like, what's the more epic thing to do? I came all the fucking way down here. It's dark. I'm going to sing fucking I Am the Walrus in the Rain. God damn it. I came all the fucking way down here. Like, the band shell was like going to be dry, like there's a roof over it. And I've always wanted to perform in the band shell. We were going to do the Weezer play in it, but I kind of blew it. That's one of my big regrets, is not doing the Weezer play in the band shell. So I'm like, I want to perform in this fucking band shell. I got my goddamn karaoke machine. Let me just do this. Fuck it. There's nobody here. It's like, it's dark. If anybody does come by, it'll be like sort of a weird, surreal image for them. This guy in fucking the rain, like singing fucking karaoke. Singing karaoke Neil Young. So I get up on the fucking band shell by myself, and I'm sort of trying to be nonchalant about it. I've got the machine like in my backpack because it is sort of illegal. The cops could tell me to turn it off or whatever. But it's not that illegal. I mean, my system isn't like huge. It's very like indiscreet, or it's discreet. I could put it away really fast if I had to and pretend like, oh, I was just listening to music or whatever. It's not really like this giant disruption, but it can get loud. It's got a nice sound. It's got a nice bass. You'll hear. We're going to do some karaoke at the end. So my show is going to become a karaoke show, by the way. I'm a karaoke artist. I don't know how it's taken me this long to figure this out. I mean, you can take it with you everywhere. You can take the karaoke with you everywhere. Why not? And it just brings happiness into people's lives. Singing. People love singing. People love karaoke. People should sing more. It's a great way to just bring. Well, have you seen this guy on YouTube? I saw him on McDougal Street on Halloween in the real life, and then he popped up on my YouTube. Some guy, he makes beats, and he like literally walks around streaming in public with like a fucking like rack of like a computer and a fucking turntable and a fucking all this fucking like equipment, probably a fucking drum pad or whatever. And he basically like live streams like improvised beat making, and people can come up to him on the street and like freestyle over his shit. So there's people, surrounding him. There's a mob of people around him coming up to like get on his fucking stream to like freestyle and shit. Like, sort of like I Show Speed, but it's like he's making music and it sounds pretty fucking dope. Even though he's walking around carrying all this shit and filming himself, it's like, it sounds pretty fucking dope. And like, I'm sure he's like very popular on YouTube. I'm sure he's got millions of subscribers, but it's like, that's the kind of thing that I'm like, yeah, we need to move performance. That guy's like doing this literally on the street everywhere he goes. He's got this portable mobile studio, basically. That's pretty incredible. Artistically, that's like plein air, that's verite or something. That's shooting on location. I like that. I like that immersive, site-specific ceremony. The ceremony can be everywhere. The ritual, the magic doesn't just have to be in clubs or at open mics or in venues. It should be. It's kind of more pure. It's holy to do it like in fucking Central Park. I mean, it's just, the backdrop, the guy doing that on McDougal Street, walking around the village doing that. It's like, it's very contemporary. This is the first time in history you could probably even do that. Or at least it's easier to do that now. And so, moving toward these more kind of dynamic presentations, multidisciplinary, kind of like incorporating, karaoke, showbiz, show tunes, like your fucking Sammy Davis Jr. on the telethon, with real life healing docu vlogging, bringing magic to the everyday. Or, I mean, Central Park, it's like, what could be a better studio than that? And venue than that? I mean, it's iconic. It's like Simon and Garfunkel. It's like Elton John. It's like Diana Ross. It's like George C. Scott. It's Shakespeare in the Park. And so, I don't know. I'm such a karaoke kind of cheese. I'd love to host a karaoke night in addition to the open mic. It'd be nice to have. But I don't know. As a performer, I generally, when I did cover songs, I liked learning the song on guitar or something. But I'm embracing the backing track and the karaoke. Even as a kid, I mean, I remember when I was like probably 8 or 9 years old, they used to do, I think I read it in the newspaper or something, in the Alt Weekly. They did karaoke Friday nights at this place, Chris's, which was this guy, Chris, was sort of like a local business, like people, he was kind of a slimy, I think he was like a big dude, and he would kind of like flirt with the women or sexually harass them, however you want to look at it. And he had, a string of businesses. I think he's still got a bar there. I forget what it's called. What's that bar on First Ave? Let me look it up. But at that time, it was like like a breakfast place. Pastimes. No, that's not it. Where is it? The Derby, Grandview. Okay, let me see. Bobcat Sports Bar. Delaney's Diner. Well, I guess it's not there anymore. What the hell was that place called? It was like the place. Oh, man, I got to go to the bathroom. I hate to do this. I'm sorry, but I really kind of have to go to the bathroom. Should I live stream me taking a... Why was I talking about fucking Chris's? Oh, because they did karaoke there when I was a kid. And I remember just like, it was, one of the few times I ever went out on a Friday night as like fucking, under 15 or whatever. And I remember asking my parents, like, can we go to this karaoke? This was like 1993 or 4. And I remember going, and it was just like, it was not like karaoke in some hipster bar now. It was like country people. And it was like, the kind of thing where they're singing karaoke and they're just like, no charisma, off key. They're just kind of standing there like this and shit. But, as an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old, I was like really fucking nervous. I think we did Baby Got Back. I'm pretty sure we did Baby Got Back. after much deliberation, looking over the prompt books and shit. Pretty sure we did Baby Got Back. And it was horrible, I'm sure. You think you know the song, and then you up there and you're like, I actually don't know any of this song. I know about 10% of the fucking song. So yeah, I don't know. This is where I'm at in life. This is the next move for me, karaoke. I'm ready to go to Vegas. I mean, what's more lounge act than fucking just having a karaoke machine like on your person at all times? It's instant happy. It's instant party, instant fun. It's like your Rip Taylor everywhere you go. So anyway, I go up on this fucking the band shell, and it wasn't raining. You know, at the time, I'm thinking to myself, like, I could leave. I should leave now before it really, because I've been stuck in Central Park in the rain and like it sucks. You know, I've got my backpack, I got my karaoke machine. I don't want it to get wet. Like, I'm like, I can leave now. That would be the responsible thing. Just let me leave now and sort of get to like shelter, or else I'm going to be stuck in the Central Park band shell for like, an hour and a half. Who knows? You know, these fucking weather apps are really inconsistent and flighty. And so you don't actually really even fucking know what to believe. And so I'm like, should I leave now? And I'm like, no. What's going to be more epic? I want to be on the fucking Central Park band shell singing fucking in the rain. And so I get on the band shell. You know, I had it turned up pretty loud. It's designed probably to amplify. You know, it's from the 1800s or something, back when they had fucking like string orchestras and shit. Before Bluetooth karaoke machines, way before. And so I put on Neil Young, Old Man Look at My. Well, part of it is just rehearsal. I'm just like, it's almost just like a rehearsal. It's like I can go to Central Park and I can sing. You know, it's not like going to karaoke in a bar where it's like I got to wait all night to sing one fucking song. It's like I get to do all the songs. I can just sing for hours. I can do my whole repertoire and try some shit. You know, try all these different songs, see what works. Because with the open mic, I'm always trying to make it as good as it can be. And like part of it is like I need to know, as a DJ or as like an event person, what songs are like, really work. What songs, like when you play them, like people are gonna be like, this is cool, and it fucking I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm sorry to have to do this. I just ate like not that long ago, so I kind of have to. Okay. Wow. I'm embarrassed. I feel better now. Excuse me. Just had to blow that out real fast. Okay. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about what the fuck was I talking about? I just karaoke, my new karaoke life. So yeah, I'll do some karaoke. We'll do it and get into some karaoke. So I was sounding pretty good, I think. I started doing Old Man Look at My Life. And these kids were dancing and taking social media posts of each other. And so it did start raining while I was on the band shell. I got into it. It didn't take long. It only took a couple songs before I got into it. And I did a bunch of Silver Jews songs. We're really living in a golden age of karaoke because you can get on fucking YouTube and find basically any fucking song, ever, no matter how obscure. Shout out to Lemmy Caution karaoke. There's hipster. There's they have like every Bell and Sebastian song. They had so many Bell and Sebastian karaoke songs. It was like insane. Way more than you'd think. It's like, yeah, this is the Library of Alexandria for karaoke. And so why not take advantage of that? And, there's a song, my repertoire kind of probably is not in most karaoke books. I mean, it was what we did in college. The hipsters, you want to know what Indie Sleaze was? It was fucking karaoke. And I think as human beings, it's just healthy. It's sort of like church, except it's music you actually like. And you can really put a lot of passion into it. It takes the burden off you as a performer. You get to just live your lead singer. You don't have to play anything. You don't have to have any equipment. It's liberating. And I encourage, you can go off script. You can do whatever you want. You can make it your own. And it's also just a remake. It's a reboot. It's a cheap version of the old thing. It's just another enforcement of the monoculture. Hotel California and but I want to know what people are listening and what people are liking and singing and Chapel Rowan. There's all kind of fucking Taylor Swift karaoke, obviously. But I'm also like at Central Park. I've been on this whole kind of Beatles thing until recently. The Beatles keep popping up in my everything. There's a new version of the anthology out or something. And so it's like Anthology 4. And they re-edited the fucking documentary or something for Disney Plus. In the wake of the Peter Jackson Get Back documentary. The Beatles are just they're just a gift that keeps on giving. They're a gold mine for content and keeping people engaged, I guess. And on their phones. And so I try to do New York songwriters. I did a bunch of Lou Reed songs, or I did a couple Springsteen songs. I did I was just trying stuff. And then the best stuff I can do on Monday at the open mic at the end to sort of cap it and party our way out. And So yeah, I did when it was raining, I had to do I Am the Walrus in the rain. That's the whole reason I was there. I was like, I gotta do I Am the Walrus in the rain because but as I'm uh doing it, this guy comes into the band shell with his shirt off. This guy comes running because it's raining. So this guy comes up running up in the rain and he's got a backpack and a shirt off and he sits. So now it's kind of awkward because, I mean, although it's a big space, the band shell is like pretty huge. It's like, I don't know who this guy is. I'm up here by myself, like singing fucking, Neil Young, whatever, Harvest Moon or The Doors or whatever. And trying out material, but like a lot of it doesn't always sound great. uh, I was sounding pretty good though, if I can say so myself. I mean, not that it's my right to say that, but it could have been a lot worse. It wasn't like a nuisance having me out there. And but now I'm like up there singing, and there's this guy sitting on the band shell with me. And like, it's New York, so you don't acknowledge each other. You don't, you kind of play it cool, but I'm also in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I hope this guy isn't a fucking weirdo or gonna rob me or try to kill me because it's like there's nobody else out here really. It's dark and it's raining and it's cold and we're sort of trapped. Like now I'm trapped here because it's like it is raining. And so now I'm like trapped. I've got this fucking karaoke machine and I'm singing like loud because it's this epic moment for me. But it's also now there's this guy there. And I'm like, does he like this? In my head, I'm sort of like, he likes it. In my head, I'm thinking, like, what is this guy? This guy's going to love this Silver Jews song that I do. He's going to love this. This guy's going to get it. And he's sitting there. And I'm like, I think he did like it. I think he liked it. But so I did like a bunch of songs thinking like, yeah, this guy's loving this. And, there were some people that came by. So I'm like, if they're seeing this, they've got to be like, well, this is kind of interesting. This guy's like fucking, doing his lounge act in the middle of a storm. It's more interesting probably than most of the shit that, I've seen the performers in Central Park. They're actually not that dynamic, believe it or not. They're either not good at all or like they're just kind of like normie and boring. So I want to bring something sort of interesting, and I don't know. I have nowhere else to do I'm going to be fucking homeless. So I'm going to be doing this this is my plan. When I'm homeless, I'm just going to take my karaoke machine on the subway. And I think I can make money that way, maybe. Or something. I don't know. I can get viral or it'll be something to do. I can stay warm. My goal is just stay warm. So sort of the goal here was like to stay dry. It was like I'm stuck here. Like now I'm in this. Now it's like the app is like rain for the next hour, So it's like I'm here. This guy is here. I hope he likes it because I was here first. And although he's just like trying to get out of the rain, like he did choose to be here. He could leave at any time, because toward the end of it, I was singing a song and I noticed his phone was like, he was watching videos on it and it was like kind of loud. And so then I was like, oh, fuck. Like he doesn't want me to do this. He's like he's watching videos on his phone because he's like so fucking like annoyed and like bored by this. And so I'm like, I sort of backed off. I turned it down and like, we were there for like an hour or something, or maybe longer. And like I did a lot of fucking material. I did Riders on the Storm. It was spiritual. I would have streamed it, but I was reading it off my phone. So, You can't do both, unfortunately, ACs and DCs. So when I sort of dial it back, he turned his phone off. And so that's when I started to like kind of be like, oh, okay, maybe he does want to listen to this. And then when the rain finally stopped, he kind of stayed for a little while. And as he left, he applauded. And so I said, have a good night. So I think he did. I think he was into it. I think it was like a special moment between strangers. Strangers in the night. You know, we shared that storm together. Remember that night we were in the storm together singing karaoke. So yeah, that's my new life ambition. I think it's what I'm born to do. I think I'm like, I don't know. I think I have a good karaoke technique. I'm really doing groundbreaking things in the field of karaoke. You know, no one has ever really done these things in karaoke that I'm doing. You know, I could be on Jimmy Fallon lip sync challenge or something. I mean, that whole entire show is basically karaoke. Jimmy Fallon's entire career. Okay, so anyway, what the hell else do we need to talk about? Wrestling. This is a wrestling podcast, by the way. We're my wrestling fans out there. I mean, it's Thanksgiving. It's the Survivor Series, War Games. It makes sense. It's a buffet. You just got to pile all of the fucking talent into the ring at one time. Put them in a fucking cage together with the fucking biscuits and gravy and stuffing and cranberries. Cranberry sauce. What about wrestling? Everybody does a spear now. Every single fucking wrestler does a spear. Roman Reigns does a spear. Braun Breaker does a spear. Edge did a fucking spear. It's like the super kick. It's lost all meaning. It's overdone. Like there's a million fucking things you can do other than a fucking spear. Why does everybody do the fucking spear? I did want to talk about the Steiners. The Steiners are probably my favorite tag team ever. I love that era, that NWA kind of WCW up until about 95 or 96. But the late 80s, the 80s NWA and the Steiners, man. The Steiners are so fucking dope. Scott Steiner in particular has kind of an amazing repertoire, especially considering their fucking tag team. I mean, did he invent the goddamn Frankensteiner? It's named after him. I think he invented it. Like, and he's a huge fucking dude. So the fact he even does like a Hurricane Rana type shit is like insane. Because he can also take fucking Vader and like belly to belly suplex him like over his fucking head. So it's like the Steiners kind of they're aerial. They're like one of their fucking finishing moves is like putting the guy on the shoulder. Those are the greatest moves. The tag team finisher where they put the guy on the shoulders. And then Rick Steiner does a bulldog or a clothesline or whatever. And then he's got the Steiner driver, which is fucking insane. I can't even believe they ever did this move. How did anybody ever survive the Steiner driver? I don't know. But Scott Steiner kind of, when he had a mullet and black hair, way before Big Papa Pump. I mean, I think his moveset kind of changed. I don't remember him doing Frankensteiners and shit in the Big Papa Pump. I think he was too top heavy. His biceps were too freakishly like ball peen. He wasn't doing. It's not that I know of, but the Steiner tag team. They rep Michigan So they went to a Big Ten school. I can relate to that, even though, Michigan, Ohio State, are rivals or whatever. Even the fact that, like, the Steiners went to Michigan, like, Michigan's like a good school. I can't imagine Scott Steiner, like, in like a top 5 fucking public university. But they got a good education, I guess, those Steiner brothers. He invented the Frankensteiner. No, he's no idiots doing that. So it's like they can totally body, like, fucking Scott Steiner can, like, overhead suplex, like, the Big Show. But then he can do a fucking Frankensteiner. It really is talent, is what I'm saying. And he's great on the mic. I mean, Scott Steiner's, I hate to say it, but he's one of my all-time favorite. It's weird. I'm kind of surprised he wasn't bigger. There's something about Scott Steiner. I don't know. He just didn't have the savvy or the kind of, I don't know. He didn't really have what, like, Steve Austin had. He didn't have, like, the savvy in a certain way to be like a pop culture icon. Like, Scott Steiner's still just kind of like a wrestling dirtbag icon. He's not, like this fucking, you couldn't, like, write a song about Scott Steiner. Nobody would know who the fuck you're talking about. Whereas, like, The Rock, Steve Austin's like Hulk Hogan. These guys are like household names or whatever. It's really a shame Big Papa Pump isn't more known, but there was something he didn't have, or I don't know. Maybe his look was, like, not quite right. Hard to say. Even though he made it to the top of the game, he was a world champion, and, like, he's definitely, like, respected, and he made the transition when they acquired WCW. Scott Steiner did have a little bit of a fucking run in the sports entertainment, whatever, fucking ruthless aggression era. So I don't know. The Steiners, we salute the Steiners. And tag team wrestling, I can't talk about wrestling that much. It's too, like, specialized. Although my ratings are higher now that I'm talking about wrestling, maybe I should. I mean, the fucking pay-per-view, the guy stopped the match in the middle of the match to do his entrance again. I saw this guy, Joey Uso or whatever. I like the idea that they're still doing war games, but, it seems like, I don't know. I didn't even fucking watch it. Everybody says it sucks now, so it probably sucks. I mean, it sucked in 2016 or whatever the last time I watched it was, so. I mean, it seems like everything is like a fucking cage match. There's like tack bumps in every fucking match. Every match has got, like, all these, like, fake, pseudo kind of, like, gory hardcore spots that, like there was some match. It was like a War Games match of women, and they were all, like, bloody and shit. They all drew color. They all bladed. It's like, does every fucking match, like, or that guy, Dean Ambrose, or is that the guy, Dean Ambrose? Everything he fucking does is like a tack bump. Does everybody do a fucking tack bump? I'm not about the tack bumps, man. I think that's really fucking, like, hardcore wrestling. I don't know. These fucking videos pop up on my fucking For You page, so, like, maybe other people are not seeing this shit. But the actual hardcore wrestling from, like, the 90s and the early 2000s is, like, pretty, and like all these indie feds is, like, actually nuts. And even some of the shit they do in AEW, where, like, the guy jumps off a ladder onto a bunch of fucking chairs and, like, and glass and barbed wire. AEW is, like, constantly doing, like, barbed wire shit, They'll do like a German suplex on like the fucking stairs. It's like there's some gnarly fucking like it's become normalized to like powerbomb a guy through like chairs, like instead of a table. Put 2 fucking steel chairs and just like powerbomb the guy and bend the fucking chairs. It's like that's fucking crazy. Like I don't know. I mean, that is kind of like that's hardcore as fuck, but I don't know. ECW there was a poetry to the weapons. AEW, I don't know. It just it's kind of it's dark or something in a way. And this John Moxley, is that the guy's name? Dean Ambrose is John Moxley. You know, every fucking match, they're like in a goddamn Hell in a Cell with a tack bump but it's also like it's sort of like controlled. It doesn't like these indie feds are reckless, man. Some of these fucking like New Jack videos, RIP, but like it's hard to believe New Jack wasn't in jail. Like you couldn't do that shit now. Some of the shit that New Jack did was just like fucked up. And he tried to kill people. Everything he did was fucked up. His whole gimmick. It's just like there's no wrestling. He comes to the ring with a fucking shopping cart full of weapons. And the whole match is him just like slamming him over some jobber's fucking head. And then he jumps off a balcony at the end. He puts a guy through a table from a fucking balcony. It was like dope as hell. But it's like, Jesus Christ. When you listen to the behind the scenes interviews and shit, you're like, there's a video of New Jack literally hitting this guy in the face with a baseball bat. Some old guy, I guess, like tried to give him some receipts or something. He was like working a little too stiff with New Jack. And so literally, I mean, Twitter is literally like half like snuff films. Half the shit I see on Twitter are like real fights, real people like getting into fights. Some reason that's like in my For You page on Twitter. That's like a small percentage of what I see. And so there's this video of New Jack literally smashing this guy like full bore into this guy's 62 years old at the time. It's like his retirement match. It's like it's in a high school gym somewhere. It's some indie fed. And New Jack, apparently the guy was a little too stiff with him. So New Jack just cracks this guy in the face with the fucking baseball bat. It's like, that's a felony. I'm sorry. You're breaking kayfabe. That's not a work. That's a shoot. I don't know. Why am I so into fucking wrestling? I've had wrestling literally on the entire Thanksgiving holiday. And maybe it's just like the social media is drilling it for. It's like there's certain things. Maybe it's just my algorithm, but there's certain kinds of content. Like wrestling is like the algorithm loves fucking wrestling. And I see all these Dark Side of the Ring videos. I've been watching the Vader Dark Side of the Ring. It's like all out of order, and it'll just pop up in my For You page. There's this video where Vader power bombs this guy because I don't know. Vader just would just like beat people up sometimes because he's 400 pounds and like who's going to stop him? And he power bombs this guy, and the guy says his spine was almost severed. Vader broke his back in 2 places, and he said the doctors told him it was so bad his spine was almost severed. It's like, why is my For You page like showing me New Jack hitting a guy in the face with a baseball bat? Vader like crippling a fucking guy. All these, there's all these death match wrestling. The Mick Foley, right? That's another Dark Side of the Ring. It's like the Mick Foley Hell in a Cell match. The Undertaker Mick Foley. It's probably the most famous wrestling match ever, to be honest. Like the Mick Foley, that video of Mick Foley going off the side of the cage is probably like the most like viral WWF clip like of all time. Like, and it's probably not even close. Like, he just hit that 100% right. You know, like he had a very, it's like diving into a fucking cup or something. Like, he had a very small landing pad and he hit it exactly how he needed to kind of like, you know, ricochet off of it and break his fall. But I mean, Jesus Christ. It's like glorifying physical pain, a lot of these videos. Confrontation. I think Twitter, you know, Elon Musk like thinks confrontation is healthy. And it is racist. I'm sorry. Like, I've gotten back on Twitter recently after a couple year hiatus. And I don't know why exactly. I just need an outlet or something. And it's amazing how racist Twitter is now. Like, legitimately racist. Like, I don't mean like Trump racist. I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that shows up in my For You page, and it's not me. It's not because I'm racist, okay? It's because Elon Musk is like from South Africa, and this is like what he thinks. Like, there's a lot of shit about you know, look at Leonardo da Vinci built this bridge. Leonardo da Vinci built this bridge that was like self-supporting, where it's like it's literally just wood poles, and if you lay them the right way, then like the way they fall on each other just like holds itself up. And so they're like, look at, you know, look at the way that people in Africa are living now. This was like, you know, Western civilization. Look what happens. There's a lot of like anti-immigrant stuff about Europe, and, you know, look what happens to these cultures when, oh, you know, London used to be whatever 90% white, now it's 57% white or something. It's like, this shit just, they just put this shit in your For You page, right? This kind of like, a lot of it like will talk about quote unquote black people or something, with just like, it's fucking racist, you know? And the fighting videos are like, I don't know if they're trying to like, they think that's like masculine, you know, like Elon Musk more or less has control over what the fuck we see. He owns the fucking app. Like, he's definitely manipulating the feed to however the fuck he wants. That's why he bought it. So it's like, it's his vision. You know, this shit is showing up because it's his vision, right? Like, I don't see this shit on any other app. You know, there's not just like rampant kind of like racist fucking rhetoric and shit. It's subtle. It's more subtle on the other apps. You know, or like TikTok, I think bans that shit. TikTok is pretty woke, I would say, as far as I can tell, for the time being anyway, until Larry Ellison takes over. But Twitter is just like, it's, you know, it's his pseudo masculine idea of like what is good for us. Like, we need to see confrontation. We need to see, what was it? I think there was a Vince McMahon quote about how he likes confrontation. He likes confrontation because it like, it really gets your like juices flowing, you know, like you're forced into this kind of fight or flight mode. You're forced into survival mode, and like your blood pressure goes up and you're hyper alert and you're kind of in attack. It's like being a fucking animal or something in the wild, you know, like, and so what, you know, when you actually watch people fight, it does not look like in the movies. It's like fucking extremely clumsy. Even when somebody connects on a punch, it's like, doesn't look that cool. It just looks like somebody doing this and then it hits their head. And I see so many videos of people getting knocked out. I have seen so many fucking videos of people getting knocked out in the last like month or whatever since I've been back on Twitter. Like probably 20% of the videos I see are like somebody gets hit in the face with something, somebody gets punched in the face, and then, I've never seen anybody get knocked out in real life. I never even seen anybody get knocked out at all until a month ago, until I got back on fucking Twitter. Like wrestling does not look like real fighting at all. Real fighting is like embarrassing. It's people like clawing at each other. You can see how bad they want to hurt each other, but because they want to hurt each other so bad, they can't focus and do it. They're like, they grab the wrong thing, or they fall down, or they're breathing like real heavy. It's just embarrassing, just to see somebody actually fight. It's like, so I don't know. Does that make me more of a man? Does that make me more like testosterone and fucking confrontation? Is it good? Is confrontation good? I thought going to the dentist was like confronting my problems like head on. But I don't know. I think you need to be able to confront things. I guess, most people spend a lot of their lives trying to avoid confrontation, and people are sort of famously confrontation averse. They don't like confrontation, but like, I also think it could be like a drug or something, like if you acclimate and you train yourself to like that kind of intense argument or whatever, conflict, then I guess, and for somebody like Vince McMahon, I guess that's not really a surprise at all. I mean, the guy is a total fucking roided out sociopath. I like ruining people's lives. I enjoy it. Who knows? Where does the real Vince McMahon begin and the character end? What's real? What's not? All right. So anyway, what the hell else do we need to talk about? Did anything happen in the fucking news? That's why I'm on Twitter, I guess. It's been pretty chill, I guess, over break. Should we do some karaoke? You want to start doing some karaoke? Like and subscribe if you want to. Let me see if I can find any racist fighting videos on my. Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually X. It's not Twitter. It's X. I mean, I got back on because of for literary shit, I guess. It's a writing form. I did not get back on for the combat footage. I was watching these Prairie Home Companions on Thanksgiving. YouTube has got some great bootlegs of Prairie Home Companion, by the way. Full show video, pro shot with the soundboard audio. And Garrison Keillor starts the fucking show on his phone. It's like 2016. He's like on his phone. He's like, I'm turning off my phone as an example to you. It's like, if Garrison Keillor is on his fucking phone at the beginning of his fucking show. War Games is a product. I like the idea of War Games. I like that they keep that alive. I love the World War III match too. I like any of those fucking gimmick matches. Put 3 fucking rings together, put 2 rings in a cage. That shit's dope. I mean, what's more thrilling than a fucking cage match? 2 cages, a ring with two rings and a fucking 2-ring cage. There's this video of Paul Heyman pushing this kid out of his way. That's like people are like, Paul Heyman's an asshole. And it's like, well, see, these are the videos I see. Okay. Braun Breaker. That's why I started talking about the Steiners, because Braun Breaker is I guess he's like, what is he, Rick Steiner's kid? I like Braun Breaker. A lot of people like Cornette, I think, said like Braun Breaker's number one pretty much out there. He's like the number one prospect. I haven't seen him do shit, but I like the Steiners. He does have kind of a Rick Steiner vibe. What else we got? Yeah, so this is the controversial thing. This guy ran back his entrance in the middle of the fucking match. I bet Cornette was not happy about that, but I don't know. It's kind of a cheesy move, I guess. Kind of ridiculous. Okay. Okay. By talking about these things, it's like, it's more about like, why the fuck do they want us to see this? Why do they want us to see all this fucking like real life fight footage? And I see all these videos of like parkour going wrong. People like, trying to do some kind of like Ray Park, like fucking jump, Jackie Chan, the shit up the fucking wall or something and falling on their ass. All right, maybe I'll do. Is there anything politically? Fuck, what else do I need to talk about? I'm sure there's tons of other fucking shit I wanted to talk about. God damn it. Poetry and literature. What's new in the poetry and literature? What's the new controversy? I mean, it's amazing to me how much infinite jest discourse there is, even still. I mean, David Foster Wallace, he's another one of these things that I think just like, one of the fucking things I see constantly on social media is Blood Meridian. Like, I don't know how Blood Meridian became like sort of the bro novel of like choice for everybody. Is that Harold Bloom's fault? Is it the Coen brothers' fault? But I see so many fucking. It's almost like Christopher Nolan. It's like the film bros. The taste, people's movie taste on TikTok is so bad. It's all like Nolan. They think it's all Nolan, Kubrick, Scorsese, obviously, but heavy on the Nolan. It's all about Interstellar and fucking Batman movies. And it feels like with literature, it kind of gets boiled down in the same way. Didn't the New York Times, they just released their fucking like top 100 books of the century. I guess it's been 25 years. In their notable books of the year. But yeah, fucking lit bros love goddamn Blood Meridian. I see so many fucking TikToks about Blood Meridian. And I read it. I liked it. But I think it kind of, I don't know, it's like a Western, it kind of transposes Moby Dick style thematic whatever plot into like a Hemingway kind of prose-ish, Hemingway, Faulkner, Bible. And I read a lot of fucking Cormac McCarthy shit when I was in my 20s, I guess I would be a lit bro. I'd be a Blood Meridian lit bro, I guess. If it was 10 years ago or 15 years ago. I read the whole Border trilogy. I read The Road. I read Sutri. It was just what you did as a white male wannabe, like Shelby Foote or whatever. But it's just like, I don't know. After we've been through the whole kind of woke revolution, it's weird that the white male, I don't know, clings to Infinite Jest, clings to uh Blood Meridian of all fucking things. I am happy to see that Thomas Pynchon is like now like a lot of people are like he's like become not he's always been a huge kind of mainstream novelist, but now it's like a lot of people are revisiting his stuff. And not that I was ever the biggest fan, but it's just nice that his stuff is complicated and kind of satirical, and the fucking one battle after another is kind of like, and the whole PTA thing is kind of like the Coen brothers did with Cormac McCarthy. That's kind of one of the weird things about this is like the movies kind of helped mass market these books that were not really that, popular, I don't think. Thomas Pynchon is kind of famously difficult, and Cormac McCarthy's early books didn't really sell that many copies. But I did see this chart recently. This is like sentence length has like shortened over time. Uh like the average length of sentences. This is the yellow one is like the fucking 1800s, and the purple one is like what? Well, I guess this is 1920. So I guess it's not that recent or anything, but it does feel like, I mean, I was looking at some fucking paragraph from a Thomas Pynchon novel, and it was like the whole paragraph was one sentence, and it was super convoluted and doubled back and had all these kind of really amazing, formal things or whatever, construction. And it's like now every book is just like so simple. The sentences are short. Everything's I. It's all first person autofiction. Me. And I mean, even this fucking like I was reading Ashley has this it's some fucking book translated by Kit Schluter. It's some like Latin American author or something. And it's like I get why they translated it, because every sentence is short, simple, and like something happens, something really dramatic happens in every fucking sentence. Some kind of like, it's like sort of like magical realism or something. In every sentence, it's like, it delivers. The stories are short. So it's like we live in this time period where it's like, so many things competing for our attention, and like the atrophy of this sort of like nurturing this kind of like more complicated habitat of grammar and syntax and shit. Everything is super economized. It's super compact, efficient, delivers a lot of bang. Everything's romantasy. It's all fucking Minotaur milking porn. What is this? Did people see? Let me show you this. Okay. Red pilled. There's a lot of red pilled shit on Twitter now, I guess. Where is it? Can I even fucking find this? Ashley, I think, showed this to me. here it is. Morning Glory Milking Farm. This is what people want to read now. This is literature, monster bait romance. Is that real? That cannot be real. But I mean, do we even need to go into that? It's porn. It's, the thing is, women are stimulated through their imagination. It creates a sense of security. It creates a connection. You move them. And so men are visual. We like looking at boobs or whatever. And so, guys watch porn videos on the internet. Women read porn novels that they buy at the romantasy store because no one is, having sex. The guys are all watching porn. The women all have jobs. They're reading on the subway or, I do think that, it's true more women are getting college degrees and shit like that than men. But I also think that probably, I don't know, women might just enjoy reading more generally speaking. That's not to say men don't enjoy reading, but I don't know. There's a complexity to it, the analytical, the way that you sort of live in the intimacy of some kind of inner voice. I don't know. I guess it's not strictly a biological thing, but why are women getting degrees way more than men and getting white collar jobs or reading more or publishing more or even with a lot of these male authors, there's sort of an adventure aspect or something. Like Hemingway or Kerouac or a lot of these Jack London or something. It's they go out and they do some crazy shit and then they write about it. Hunter S. Thompson, it's go out and do a bunch of drugs and shoot a bunch of guns and go to Las Vegas and then we'll write about it later. It's there's a component of hero's journey type, firsthand. Is it because I said something sexist? I had 4 people watching and I started to be sexist. So you got to dumb your shit down. You got to write some dumb internet novel with short sentences that sound like somebody playing dumb on the internet or something. Somebody who's really smart, but you have to kind of sound dumb or else you'll alienate people. You'll be pretentious. You can't use you don't want too much style or your style's got to be super dry and it's more about attitude. Your prose is going to have a lot of attitude now or something. Because it's all, it's more about the sort of brand persona of the author. For this auto fiction stuff, it's oh, this is some blonde 24-year-old that just graduated from fucking Bennington or whatever. And here's her novel about, the modern landscape, technology, social media, the internet, red pill culture, manosphere, as long as it has edgier aspects of that kind of shit. It's like a trope or it's like a plot point. It's what was it? She said something in I Love LA about we're going to eat in Beverly Hills because it's a restaurant that's sort of Republican. We want to eat in Beverly Hills because it's sort of Republican, or having a Republican boyfriend, or Put that in your novel about how you dated like a Republican or something. That's edgy. That's hot, as Paris Hilton would say. Well, Ashley is on her way back, supposedly. She could be here any minute. Maybe I'll start the karaoke when she gets here. Oh, God. I hope that I feel better and I don't feel super tired and shit all the time, or headache, or it's just when they drill into your teeth, it releases like it's. I remember as a kid, the first time I got cavities filled, it feels like cigarettes or something. The taste of whatever the fuck they're drilling out of your teeth, the enamel, or it releases this kind of like smoky, like acrid, but there's also something kind of nice about it. I don't know, like it's kind of tobacco-y, or that can't be good. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I will probably just try to handle things through my diet going forward. These medical interventions, it's all just capitalism. You know, I there was somebody what was there was some video or something I was watching where it's just like it's the nature of capitalism. Everything sort of turns into like these extraction schemes. It's like that's literally the word they use with teeth. You know, it's like we gotta extract this fucker. It's like it's a fucking business, you know? It's like they probably felt like, well, we're gonna send him to this other endodontist. So it's like we have to do something here to get some business out of this. So it's like you have two cavities. You come in, we'll shoot you up, we'll fill them real fast. We'll bill your Medicaid. We'll bill your HMO or whatever the uh it's just part of getting older, I guess. It's when you don't take care of yourself. What else fucking do we need to talk about? Oh my god. Did everybody have a good Thanksgiving? Uh I mean, it's not that Kubrick isn't great, but it's like Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, maybe I should talk about this. This fucking movie. I don't even know how this got promoted. This fucking movie right here. It's called I Hate Myself. It was a tweet. Or it's free on some fucking app or something. And so somebody tweeted about this fucking movie. Look, it's got 456 retweets, 6,000 likes, 4 million views. This tweet got 4 million views. So who knows how many fucking people actually watch this piece of shit, but it's free on some fucking website. I can't relay Cinema Club or something. So anyway, it's a documentary this girl made in 2014, I think, or was it 2012? Somewhere in there, 2012, 2013, 14. And like I said, somebody fucking tweeted about it. And so it's like, it's sort of like all of the losers on fucking Twitter are like, you know, it's part of the discourse or something, part of what everybody's talking about. So let me bring that to my live stream. And so it's a documentary this girl made about a guy she was dating who was an open mic host, an open mic poet in Harlem or whatever in like whatever 2012, 13, 14, whatever. And so it's free on this fucking website. Ashley found it. And so we watched it. We put it on. It's like an hour long or something. And to be honest, it's like a lot of this shit that people were doing in New York at that time. I mean, that's why I started doing vlogs and stuff, because you would see more and more artists filming themselves, there was a lot of nudity and sex in that. It was sort of normal for artists to like film themselves naked, like mumblecore. Like if you watch some of those fucking mumblecore films, it's like they're naked and it's very sexual. And so I feel like a lot of the sort of like, you know, selfie kind of video stuff that happened in the early 2010s was sort of like growing out of that. It was like rather than doing indie film, you're sort of like documenting your reality, you're vlogging, this girl made a documentary about her relationship. And so it starts out with her like talking to her parents. I forget what she's like, I forget what she was talking to her parents about, but she's dating this guy. And so the premise of the movie basically is like, he's super problematic. He's like he's what we now would identify as like a red-pilled right wing. Like he would fit right at home with like the alt-right and sort of like the alt-lit. He would fit right in a Sovereign House or whatever. It's like he's sort of racist. He says some shit about Obama that's like racist, and like like a lot of his shit is like trying to be provocative by like stepping on these, sacred kind of shit you can't talk about or whatever. But it's also weird because he's in Harlem, and he's like doing this open mic in the middle of fucking Harlem. And he's like, so the movie, like it shows him like reading his fucking poetry. There's very few people at his open mic. Let's say that right away. There's like a handful of people, but there's all these white chicks that are like sort of into him because he's got this kind of charismatic leader. He's like a cult leader or something. It's like, as long as you're super like this guy has just got like shitloads of lack of self-awareness. He's like, he doesn't realize how bad he sucks. And so he just has like all of what you would misunderstand as like being confident, which like a lot of times women are attracted to guys like this. Like it actually doesn't matter if you're cool or anything, as long as you just like have blind, like belief in whatever the fuck you're doing. As long as you're just like blind to any kind of like criticism of yourself, like that reads as like confidence. And so like this guy is clearly a piece of shit. Like he's clearly just like, he's sort of got all these like, dumpy women around him and shit. And like the shit he says, or his ideas are just kind of super dumb. And like, he's trying to, but he's also like just a prick about it. Like his shit is like trying to troll like race and things like that. And just like these really stupid ways. Like I forget, he's talking to some black guy in the street and he's like, I think he says something about he's going to do blackface. He's like, what's the big deal? I'm going to do blackface. And this guy's like, no, you're not. I'll beat your ass. If you do. The guy like literally just tells him like, I'll fucking beat the shit out of you. It's like, yeah, thank you. Like this guy's a fucking idiot. And so the movie is really about, there's a bunch of scenes of them having sex, right? There's scenes of her getting fucked by this guy. And I guess he's got a big dick. I didn't watch it that close. I wasn't really paying that much attention. It was just sort of on while I'm watching, people get knocked out on TikTok or wrestling fucking Vader documentary. And so I wasn't paying that much. I was just curious because I'm like, is this going to be about me or something? It's about this open mic host poet guy. So I'm like, how close is this going to be to my experience? And like, I will say it really was nothing like in my experience at all. other than the fact that the guy writes poetry and like has an event, his poems were like really bad. They're all about America or some shit. I don't even remember. But it's like there's nobody showing up to these. There's really no reason to make a documentary about this guy. That's what kind of frustrated me about it, is now this guy's going to get all this attention and he doesn't deserve it, because it's like he sucks. His art sucks. No one was really that interested. But the movie is really about the filmmaker. It's really about why does she like this guy? It's so clear that he's like not like a good or attractive person, and yet she still has this tenderness for him. And so it's really sort of about why do women, or I don't know if it's really about why. It's just showing that. It's just saying, hey, this is how it is, like and a lot of women like this movie. A lot of women relate to this movie. Like it's got, I was looking at the reviews on Letterboxd, and it's like it's got a lot of fucking 4 or 5-star reviews, because a lot of women see it and they go, I relate to this. Like, I too have loved a piece of shit, and I don't know why, but I felt something for him and I followed my heart or whatever. And it's sort of like the Frankenstein movie, or like the Beauty and the Beast, or like, I don't know. It's just a trope where it's like you have beautiful, fragile, delicate woman who inexplicably is drawn to Shrek or whatever, some ogre fucking ugly hunchback of Notre Dame, and open mic host. And I don't know. I mean, I think, okay, fine. Like, you can't really blame anybody for that. But I also think like people just need to do better. Like this, she should have known better. She should have, and to make a documentary about it and to platform the documentary about it, it's like, I feel like is really misguided, because this guy really doesn't deserve attention. The fact that it's being like regurgitated into, like, it makes sense, because I do think everything that fucking happens on these goddamn apps now, Twitter, YouTube, it's all propaganda. It's all, the people that control them are literally can control what we see, down to these highly individualized feeds and recommendations and this and that. And even our search results. I mean, they could theoretically just block shit out of our search results that they don't want us to see. It'd be that easy. It's like, let's look at this. We can use this documentary about this sort of like proto alt-right, Dime Square-esque literary figure. Let's get a bunch of people on, lit Twitter, which is already like right-wing, Red Scare, fucking expat press, or whatever the hell it is, literary kids, basically disenfranchised white people who are like frustrated by wokeness and sort of have turned that into like a fucking movement of just like trolling all of the sacred cows of like race and trans and so this movie is just like content for that. It's fodder for that. It's sort of just like it's this female filmmaker, like she's fucking Rachel Sennott, or fucking, it's sort of like a Lena Dunham thing where it's like there's sex in it and it's kind of oversharing or like hyper vivid, embarrassing. The growing pains of like being in your 20s and hookup culture and, millennials had hookup culture. That's why there were all these mumblecore movies and fucking embarrassing cringe. Lena Dunham, a lot of her stuff was about like sexual misadventures of being in your 20s. I don't think Gen Z, like, it's all just judgment. It's all just frigid, canceling each other. Body shaming men, incel shaming people, incel shaming men. It's like men have not been getting laid for a long time. Every fucking high school movie is about guys trying to get laid. There's a stigma to like losing your virginity, like particularly with men. It's like every fucking high school movie is about guys trying to lose their virginity. It's like now it's like you're a fucking incel. Now it's like society is gonna fucking shit all over you. I got sweet potato pie here. I'm gonna have a little of this pie real fast. So I don't know. I get it. I heard this thing about women are like way more prone to like in-group, out-group bias because it's like a matter of survival for them. Like women kind of have to rely on, or at least have like the group to like survive. They might, if they're by themselves or something, they might get killed or, like whatever in ancient times or whatever, when we were evolving. And so they literally have to like, they want to feel secure. They want to feel safe, right? That's like the biggest thing for women is they want to feel safe. They want to feel comfortable, but safe more than anything. And they're put in a world where they have to constantly evaluate things, but that's also a holdover from, survival from hundreds of thousands of years ago, wherever. We're like, they constantly are worried about if they're safe, if somebody is trustworthy or how trustworthy or this or that. And I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because so they, the idea is if they go against the group or something, or if they kind of are on their own, then it's like, well, that heightens the risk that something will happen to them, right? So the residual of that is like now women have in-group, out-group bias when it comes to like, everything. It's just part of how they're programmed. Like they want to be, it's like they're afraid to be in the out, like literally in magazine, right? It's like in-group, in-out list, right? That's like a famous like fashion thing. In, out, what's in, what's out. So there's constantly these social cues about this is the newest thing. This is in this season. This is out this season. Because they're constantly like pinging, like on their toes, like, are we all on the same page here? Are we all together? Are we all cohering? Is there solidarity? Is there security? Is there safety? And so I think with the internet, especially, you see these things become like, it intensifies that. where it's like now everybody, it's more apparent what the in group is or something. The trend cycles can kind of articulate themselves more kind of minutely. And so like this fucking movie and Twitter and everything, it's like the social media kind of shows us what's in, what's out, 6-7 or whatever the newest. I mean, 6-7 is literally just like an in group, out group thing where it's like either it doesn't mean anything, but that's like what it means. And you either know that or you don't know that. And so, and it's something that like to people that don't know what it is, they look at it and they go, I don't get this. What the fuck is this? So they're not hip, right? They're in the out group. And so like this movie, it's like I think they, in Twitter and all of these, they're planting things that like Red Scare. Red Scare is like meant to create the impression that like this is what intimidating, cool, hot girls do. This is who we are. We're Trumpers. We're anorexic. We're like Tradcath curious. We're hanging out with Nick Fuentes. It's like hot to be like Nick Fuentes is hot. Cool people like listen to Nick Fuentes now. And so people on Twitter will see that and go, yes, fucking cultural overlords. We'll watch this fucking documentary about this fucking like right-wing racist white guy fucking poet. Because it's really about feminism and women and you can't blame her for the way she feels. I mean, it is curious, like why. It's just counterintuitive. Like this guy's just got a total lack of self-awareness that he is able to like expand out into reality, into the world. So they're not really judging him on like the content of what he's saying or who he is. It's more just about like the feeling he's creating, the sense of status he's creating. He's got this event. He gets on stage. He's not afraid. He's loud. Most people would be nervous. They'd be shy. He's just sort of showing off. And those people get rewarded. Those people run shit basically on our planet. Because they're not neurotic. They're not overly self-conscious. They don't have total shitloads of anxiety, shitloads of self-doubt. I was watching this video I made in 2015, I think. It's on YouTube. It's called Whole Food Soliloquy. Not that anybody's going to watch it, but because I remember when I made it, the whole point of the video is about how, like, there was a lot of discourse about, like, movies are dead, cinema's dead, but it's like, and at the time, this was sort of a novel idea. It was like everything is becoming movies. Everything's becoming video. Everything's becoming And, that was in 2015 that I was saying that. And so I wanted to go back and watch it to just see how accurate what I had said was about what ended up happening. Because I remember there was a girl who lived in our house for a little while. She went to Yale. She didn't go to Yale, but she told people she went to Yale. She went to some Yale like extension campus or something. Like she went to like Yale. I think they had a campus in India. She was from India. I think they had a campus there or something. Oops. Oh. And she watched the video, I remember, and she said something about she just seemed like really like ugh. Like she thought it was boring or something. And so I wanted to go back and watch it and be like, well, what I was saying cringe or incorrect, or why did she have that reaction to this video? Here comes Ashley. Oh my God, what's happening? What?
Okay, yeah. Dude, I like knew I should have made it yesterday, but whatever. I told you I was like, I should just make the pasta tonight. Cause I'm like, what? I'll make it tomorrow. Right? I really want to make it as soon as possible because like there's some ingredients but I think I can still use the same ingredients. But I'm like, I'll smell it.
When do you want to make it?
Huh?
When do you want to make it?
Tomorrow. I mean, I have to make it as soon as possible. I'm so out of breath. God, I feel like I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Dude, the nail salon always stresses the fuck out of me. They like my nails. My toenails.
Okay, nice, yeah. Good for you.
Wash my hair. I mean, I'll wash my bangs, I guess.
You don't make it tonight?
I should have just made it yesterday because now it's like I have to worry about my nails. I mean, I wouldn't eat it tonight personally, but that's why I said yesterday. I offered yesterday, like, I have the sushi. I have the sushi.
You wanted the sushi.
Yeah, but I was willing to make it later in the night. Because I only have energy for things very randomly now. Like, I'm such a. He's really warm now. And my friend, she could be like, we'll meet at 3. And then she ends up being kind of 4:30. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, that's just like out of the limits of being late. I'm sorry. Like, that's just so out of the limits of being late. like an hour and a half. That's like mad crazy.
Man, crazy.
Feeling mad crazy. Have to feel computer, be careful. Be careful.
You be careful. Check. Check. You hear that? Up on Cripple Creek.
Bluetooth mode.
Check.
Bluetooth paired.
All right, here we go.
100% of Purina's power comes from solar and wind investments.
How does that sound? Probably fucking horrible. That sound good? You ready to rock? Here we go, potty time. It's potty time. I don't actually know this song, so. When I get off of this mountain, you know where I wanna go. Straight down the Mississippi River to the Gulf of Mexico, to Lake Charles, Louisiana, a little message that I once knew. She told me just to come on by if there's anything she could do. Up on Cripple Creek, she said to me if I sprang a leak, she meant me. I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard's dream, if I ever did see one. I could look at this old man, So to the racetrack I did go. I bet on a horse to win, and best you bet on another to show. The odds were in my favor. You know I had on 5-1. And that night, the wind came around the track. It's me, Bessie, and one. Up on Crystal Creek, she sent me if I scream to leave. She found me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunker's dream, if I ever did see one. Your love, your love, love, love. Your love, your love, love, love. Me and my mate were back at the shack. We had a Smack Jones on their box. She said, I can't take the way he sings, but I love to hear him talk. And there's one thing in the whole wide world I sure do love to see. That's how that little sweet thing of mine puts a donut in my tea. Up on Crystal Creek, she said, hey, if I sprang a leak, she bends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunker's dream, if I ever did see one. Down in California, and up north there's a freezing cold. I guess it's living on the road is getting pretty old. So I guess I'll call up my big mama and tell her I'll be rolling in. Cause you know deep down I'm sorta tempted to go and see my Bessie again. Up on Crystal Creek, she sends me if I sprain a leak. She bends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard's dream, if I ever did see one. Alright. I mean, I'm tired. Maybe I'll do one more.
Tell me what happened. The thief showed up, and she was like, ah! And then we were like, no! And she was like, boom, buns! And then it was like...
Love Slinger. And then it's back to wrestling. We'll do one more and then we'll go back to wrestling. On the streets of Rome, I filled with rubble. Ancient footprints are everywhere. You can almost think that you see in double on a cold dark night on the Spanish stairs. Gotta hurry on back to my hotel room. where I got me a date with a pretty little girl from Greece. She promised she'd be right there with me when I paint my masterpiece. Oh, the hours we spent inside the Coliseum, dodging lines and wasting time. Oh, those mighty kings of the jungle, I can hardly stand to see them. 'Cause it sure has been a long, hard climb. Train wheels running through the back of my memory. When I ran on a hilltop, following a pack of wild geese. Someday everything is gonna be like a rhapsody when I paint my masterpiece. Sailing around the world in a dirty gondola. Oh, to be back in the land of Coca-Cola. Well, I left Rome, landed in Brussels, on a plane ride so bumpy that I almost cried. Clergymen in uniform and young girls pulling muscles. Everybody was there to greet me when I stepped inside. Newspaper man, eating candy, had to be held down by big police. Someday everything's gonna be different when I paint my masterpiece.
Popeyes ahora te ofrece garlic parm tenders, cheesy bites y marinara sauce en una Freddy Fazbear Bar terroríficamente buena. Aprovecha antes de...
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get copyright sniped for this one. Definitely getting copyright. Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. Oh, they wanna own me too, they wanna stone me. One said she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheel drive you crazy. Well, lighten up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand. Take it easy. Well, I'm standing on a corner in Arizona, such a fine sight to see. A girl, my lord, and a flatbed Ford flowing down the Let's take a look at me. Come on, baby. Don't say baby. I gotta know your sweet love is gonna save me. We may lose and we may win, but we will never really be again. So open up my mind, but take it easy. Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got a world to go on my mind. Looking for a lover who won't blow my cover. She's so hard to find. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sun get on you, make you crazy. Come on, baby, don't say baby. I gotta know your sweet love is gonna save Stop music. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Help! There's crunch in my Skittles when I'm feeling deceived and
And when I go away, I know my heart can stay with my love. It's understood. It's in the hands of my love. And my love does it good. Whoa, 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 whoa. My love does it good. And when the cupboard's bare, I'll still find something there with my love. It's understood, yeah. It's everywhere with my love. And my love does it good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My love does it good. Oh, I love, oh, my love. Only my love holds the other key to me. Oh, my love, oh, my love. Only my love does it good to me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. love does it good. Don't ever ask me why. I never say goodbye to my love. It's understood. It's everywhere with my love. My love does it good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My love does it good. Oh, my love, only my love does it good to me. Whoa, 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 whoa.
For centuries, women's health